Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'll be going through the Gold Coast versus Richmond game, in which I've watched the first roughly 3/4 of it. I didn't get to watch too much of the footy this weekend. It would have been just over about two games worth of out of the four, so only half the game. But we'll just walk through the Suns versus Richmond game, and then we'll go through the Collingwood and GWS game on Monday for you guys, and then Tuesday I'll have probably almost the predictions, I'm guessing, would be out Tuesday, and then Wednesday you've also got my probably team reveals, I would say, or something like that, as or potentially players to watch with their break evens or whatever with round zero, something along those lines, and then you got the two team reveals out before Thursday. So anyway, before we get into this video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into this video. So as you can see here, Raul 112, 20 clearances. He was an absolute beast. I mean, if you take out, for Supercoach people out there, if he hadn't had the turnovers, this would almost be like the perfect game for him. A 112, 5 tackles, could have done a lot more non-disposal work, but 33 touches, 20 clearances, an absolute beast. And so yeah, he ended up, I think, around the 130 mark for Supercoach. I don't have it exactly on hand. I'm just going to bring it up now. Here we go. Let me grab it up. What did he get? Supercoach 137 Supercoach. So yeah, he did pretty well. Tuka Miller 110. He is right on that marker that I thought he was, and there is a tendency now for me to maybe not go Newcomb and maybe go Tuka Miller, or maybe go somewhere else instead of Heaney or something like that. There are options that I'm probably Tuesday. I'm probably just going to wipe the slate clean, go through, probably set the defenders up, set the forward line that I want up, and the ruck line, and then we'll go through the midfield, because the midfield has, do I go for a 700k mid price, or do I go for Bonner at 460? Do you go 3 rookies to get to those higher price guys in or whatnot? That's sort of the questions that I'm going through at the moment. So yeah, Miller 110. Powell 106. He looked really, really good. Got the job done there. 106, and that ended up being a 123 on Supercoach. So he's definitely an option on Supercoach. Jen Short 103. I liked the role that he had. 7 marks, 4 tackles. Got the job done with the non-disposal work. What's that? 37 non-disposal points. So yeah, really good from him. He did get 1 clearance, so that is an interesting to look into that role. But yeah, 103, he should be good. What's he priced at? 92, 93, so there's 10 points of upside there. And if he goes 100, that'll be a top 6 defender line. So there's that. Anderson 99, Fiorini 98. So Fiorini did actually do a lot of work on the wing. Hopper 95. I said I didn't think he was that good, and he's actually turned out a 2-goal 95, which sort of shows that he can play. Flanders 92. This is sort of the score that I didn't want to see, because it doesn't move his break even, and it doesn't, and he's had the good role. So now it's really a toss up between grabbing him and not. I'm probably going to stay clear, because I feel like with Heaney I can get the break even falling with him, and Heaney probably has a role that's more inducive to a higher floor score. I think his floor score for Heaney is a 90, 95, and I think for Flanders it's potentially an 80. As Flanders had something like, he was on 44 points fancy wise about 2 minutes into the second, so I think he really slowed down, and that's why he only ended up on a 92. So that is an interesting one. I've also had thoughts about, what about Budrick? Do we go, because because Gold Coast have the second bye, they have the week 3. Are you able to go a Budrick, get the 3 price rises effectively, two big price rise, a big price rise and a regular round price rise, and then swap it back to Zach Williams and still be able to get those price rises out of them, effectively escaping the bye. So there is that thought. And if you can't escape the bye, you have potentially just a Sexton. Let me just look. Who has round 3 early bye detection? Look at this. So you got to round 3. You've only got Cadman. I'm going to move on when it gets to that, but you've got only Sexton and only Sexton at the moment, so there is a potential for me to go to Buderick and be safe in knowing that I have no one else on that week outside of Sexton, who will be covered with potentially Lazaro off the bench or something or other of that nature. So that's my thoughts there. Buderick is one that could come in because he's gone 38 above his break even, which is 20 more than the likes, I believe. What was his break even? Let's actually check. Buderick's break even, I believe it might actually be. Let's see. It was a 56 break even, so he's gone 32 is above his break even. That's 12 more than Williams, and he also has the later buy, so you can flip to him. And I think an 88 from him is very sustainable, given that I think he will get a lot of cheap ball. And I mean, the Tigers didn't really have it in their own in the Suns defensive 50 that much. 61 inside 50s to 41. I think that was 41 inside 50s might have been the lowest of the round. Buderick, I'm quietly looking at that. Velocity 86, thought he did a lot of work earlier, then faded. Sexton 80, yep, the roll's there 100%, and he looks good. And yes, he did butcher the ball a little bit, but he's got a 42 break even. He's just gone plus 38 very, very comfortably. And so yeah, I'm looking at him like he's very, very similar to a Buderick. The only difference between them was the handballing. If Sexton can get the handballing right, he'll easily get like an 85, 90 consistently. And I think he's a guy that can average 90, which will almost be a top 6 forward. But he can help slide into the defense if we have issues there, etc. Moving down, no one else here really. King as a key. Witts didn't really do anything as a ruck. Roses 75, 3 goals 2. I'm not going to go there. I mean, he's priced I think around 460. Roses. How have I messed that up? What's his? Oh, it's AS. Okay. There we go. Roses is priced at, if I actually do his break even this time, 45 break even, and he's gone 73. That's only, or 75, sorry. So that's 30 points upside, but he won't hit 3 goals 2 consistently. So no, thank you. Naismith is 71. He is priced at, I believe, around that 56, 57, 58. So not much upside there. And you've got Nate coming back. So I think this is just a super coach play. He's too expensive in AFL fantasy. Lukosius, Ballard, Prestia, Pickett, Holman, Seth Campbell, 61, 2 goals. So he won't kick 2 goals 1 consistently, but he does have the non-disposal work to get there. So he will be an interesting one to see what he's effectively priced at, given that I think his break even is the 22. Let's just check that. Seth Campbell, break even of 22, hit 61, so I expect him to go up 30k and 30k price rise. I don't think the role is there enough that I think he becomes a graveyard pick at some point in the near future, and he can't really be having that. So I'd stick away from him for a guy that maybe is scored a 56 with a 200k basement, but has a better role that you can see will progress. Ellis Taranta was horrific. Rioli, Ainsworth, Broad, Collins, Banks 50. What's Banks priced at? I think he's priced around that mark. I don't think he has any major. Banks, you can see here. Let me get the break even of 46, and he got a 50, so nothing there really. Bolton somehow pulled out a 48 on 3 goals, which just shows how limited impact he had AFL fantasy wise outside of the 3 goals. And then no one else here really. Gibkiss a 39. I'm not looking at that and I'm looking away. Maybe, certainly with his scoring, I think Supercoach wise, it wasn't as bad. He ended up with a 76 for Supercoach, but a 39 for AFL Fantasy. So not a fantasy pick. I'd rather go Reed or potentially a Showenmaker or someone like that if Showenmaker gets named round 1, just because he went maybe 10, 15 above his break even, and that's just not enough for these guys. You want to take guys that are going plus 25, 30 on their break even, especially rookies, as I would back one of the rookies like a Showenmaker in a chippy or a Reed in a chippy team to go above that. Grimes, Casbolt, Ross, Rioli, Kaczynski, Hewland is in a lockdown role. I did tweet about him saying maybe there's something there, as he was 219k, but he's a lockdown defender. No thank you. Thomas Dow, Tyler Young, Bailey Humphrey's going to break out, but I don't think it's this year. Samson Ryan at 12 as well, and McPherson came on late and did nothing. So yeah, he is going to plummet in price. If he's not best 22 and he's getting these sub games where he's getting 8, 10, 12, he's going to start to plummet. So there's that. So that was a quick recap of the Richmond and Gold Coast game, in which Gold Coast ran out 99 points to 60-point winners by 39 points. So they ran out pretty convincingly, even though they did have a little bit of a struggle. I think it was something like a 7-goal to, was it a 6-goal 2 to 3 behinds third quarter, but they did the damage in the first half. They got it out to like 62 points or whatever at its height. So yeah, they just dominated, and then they came alive back in the fourth quarter, just kicking a 2-goal advantage in the fourth. So yeah, they look like a decent side, but I don't know whether it's them being a really, really good side or Richmond being utterly atrocious, because Richmond's midfield was so poor. I mean, I know we're not talking, this won't be AFL fantasy wise, but Richmond lost the clearances by 13 and the centre clearances by 10, which is just absolutely crazy, especially when Nankervis actually won the hit-outs, and they won the hit-outs 28 to 37. So yeah, just smashed around the ground, contested and uncontested ball. They only had 273 disposals in the end, Richmond, compared to 364 for Gold Coast. But that is pretty much the video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the GWS Collingwood game. Bye guys.